Peace. Welcome to another new episode of Free Thought. Today, we're going to talk about worldview. See, I live in a country that is what some would call a Western country. So my worldview is westernized in a sense, I would say. Certain other parts of the world may I view as backwards, irresponsible, barbaric, evil, or just alternative. Most of the time it's alternative. One thing I'm noticing about worldview, especially in Western countries, I would say, minds, we're very closed. You know, if you don't comply with our way of living, our way of thinking, our way of doing certain political things, we, in a general viewpoint, we may not see it. See your way of living as living at all. So worldview. Traveling helps your worldview. Really indulging in the population of the way they think, of the way they do things, helps your worldview. And I think it's very important before you die that your worldview should perhaps open. Fortunately, in my opinion, that's not always the truth. We, as human beings, have a lot in common. But the way we view the world are very different. Very different. And is that an issue? I wouldn't say so, but it is a barrier that can keep us from reaching out to another person and being more open to the world just because they walk in different steps as you. It's so much beauty in other people's perspectives that it can open you up in your perspective as well and have a more humble approach of how you see your world. But if you are letting that barrier get bigger and thicker, then you may be restricting yourself of indulging in a certain point of humanity. And since everything is subjective and objective, you should probably open yourself up to communicating with others who walk in a different step than you, a different path than you. And there'll be a point where your paths interject. This is just how the world works. We meet so many people from so many different walks of life because how the world is. We have a choice. We can resist. We can reject. And we can even, it's a word I'm looking for here. Only one that comes to mind is demonize their walk of life because it is so different from ours. An alternative that it's no way they're walking in the right path because we've been in our barrier for so long that there's no other way to think or look. Excuse my talking, but free thought is free thinking, so I'll only do one take. What it can come to is it could come to being open. Not so open where you adopt their worldview and completely abolish your way of thinking, because abolishing your foundation of thought can lead to a deep, deep sense of losing of self. And I don't want anyone to lose of self. Always keep your foundation, but your foundation must get stronger by adding, I would say, new structure. Since the human existence is very, very formless. And due to that, I wouldn't resist to someone else who looks different than me, to someone else who thinks differently than me. I always want to grow. I always want to evolve in my way of thinking as well. It's how I was kind of raised, really. I have known people of different religions, of different races, of different political backgrounds, and different parts of the world, really. And that's helped me a lot. To understand people, to not go so far-fetched and call them this, and feel that, due to me living in this Western world, that I am somehow better than them because I am in a progressive part of the world, as we would like to believe we are. And me going to get my passport, seeing many of my other friends that I've known for many, many years, haven't seen them but known, and see them travel the world and experience certain things of culture. Haven't talked to them, so I wouldn't know how much culture they adopted in their travels, or what did they travel for. Because as I'm getting older, and I've been say a journeyman for the most part. I've always been a wanderer ever since I was a kid. I always like to walk places and go places and see new things. And knowing that I'm going to be back on the road and wandering this country even more and more, it encourages me to get out more. Because I just wanted to go and see new things. I think I'm that. I'm very much so an adventurer in my worldview. A journeyman in my worldview. I don't restrict myself to a title. When people ask me what I am, I'm just saying I'm Earl. And the world is my playground. So that's my perspective on worldview. Again, this has been Free Thought. Again, I'm only doing one take, but Free Thought. And I hope you enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed your energy. Peace.